I recently found out you had stage 3 cancer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me look at things even more. I'm like, man, maybe he to the point now, like, I don't care about pleasing nobody.
Well,
I'm gonna tell it how it is.
Well, when I was 21 years old, I was diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And while everybody else was about to graduate from college and go off and to live life, I'm looking at my own mortality. So I've always, even though that has one of the highest cure rates, I've always known that we're all on borrowed time. We're all on borrowed time. So I'm like, yeah, through hook or crook, I want to be the best at what I do to try to get the most out of this life that we have, because it's not promised to us. So it's not to do it to make you rich or whatever. It's really because I want to have a life that was being worth lived. So
that's actually a really good question and an interesting answer, just because that kind of is the thing that you wish that you could give a lot of young people, is like, how do I convince you, even though you're 21 and you're just having a good time, how do I convince you to take your life a little bit more serious when I see the potential? And it's interesting that it took something as extreme as that to make you see how serious your life was, even as a young guy.
And that whole thing, that what did it wasn't average. What really made it stick was dying alone. And that came from Kotokoshi, because you've been there, you've heard them talk about it. And we have been, and many women have said, I never looked at it that way, but this is where my aunt or so-and-so is. It's like, if I don't change this, I'm not going to have anybody around me, and that means when I leave, I will leave by myself. And that may scare some people, but if that's what it took to get you to do something different, then you need to be scared a little bit.
Definitely.
So there we go.
Well said. Kevin Samuels.
We shall see what happens with this one.
I feel like this episode, I feel like we just changed some lives. There's
Yeah.
definitely people watching this that are going to live their life differently after watching that, and that is a very good feeling.
Yeah, and and like I said, the journalist and the expert. Here's the thing. I've always said this isn't about me. And when you make it bigger than you and you're really trying to help other folks, man, it's always going to work out. Everyone has dirt. Everybody has problems. But when you're seeing people saying, when I look up and I see a woman said, I called into your show and you gave me some advice that I didn't want to hear, but it germinated a seed. And I acted on your advice, and now I'm engaged. I'm like, huh? She sends me a tape of her fiance proposing to her in Aruba. And I remember that phone call I had. She's like, that was the genesis of all of this. That's big, man. Because a family is going to be formed from there that wouldn't have been formed. Or when I have a woman call in and say, my husband wanted me to watch this, and I did not like it. But now my current generations and my future generations owe our thanks to you. That's one of the few times I've ever been speechless. I'm like, whoa.
Like, I can really change shit.
Right. I mean, the thing is, just that's that middle America. Anybody can make a change if you're willing to just say something that can help somebody get what they want.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for getting us to 100,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. If you want to support, please click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200K. Thank you so much.